I think it's one of the best matches you could see right now in competitive FC. We expected big things out of all those matches, and they delivered. So I'm just expecting the same out of this one.
Well then, we're officially underway for week 3. Here live in London, bringing you weekly action from the FC Pro Open. Keep in mind it's group stage. Every group will play out across 2 different weeks. You've seen obviously Group A, Group B already concludes. They'll be back in January to play some more EAFC. But this one's a special one. Current world champion against the Phenom, Anders Vergang, who always brings an audience no matter what tournament he's playing in. Manu Bachoore kicking from left to right. Keep in mind we are playing 9-minute halves, no 2 legs this year in the competitive FC Pro scene. Anders Vergang in that traditional RB Leipzig strip. He's been very confident backstage, Anders Vergang. Caught with him earlier today. Said, look, 12 points is what I'm here to do. And if you haven't got Simakan, don't speak to me, because you should be investing in that defender from RB Leipzig. As Richard Buckley already said, we'll be getting an extra juicy upgrade if Vergang can win. Just 1 game tonight.
And I'm not seeing Hernandez anywhere on the pitch. And I don't think we saw Essien on the starting 11, and now we're seeing Essien in the starting 11. So I think that was a change on Anders' side.
This is Anders Vergang looking to kick things off early doors. Just to recall that again, so a change has happened, and Anders is completely out of the fold. I mean, I did sort of question him earlier, Gravison, when I spoke to him. I said, surely Bobby Charlton just plays as your out-and-out striker. That looks to potentially have been the case here alongside Jarzinho.
Yeah.
In a flat 4-4-2. One of the most expensive players you will see in these teams is Eusebio. Just comes under a little bit of the 3 million coin threshold, which I know is a third of your budget, but I mean, Mbappe was 3 million coins, wasn't he, the last couple of weeks, Gravison? Players are happy to spend that sort of money on one big player.
Yeah. I mean, that's the hardest thing you can do in professional football and also in FC as well, scoring goals. So you got to invest.
Jarzinho, a couple of step overs. Trademark Anders Vergang looking to find his way forward. Abeli there in centre midfield. The French female icon. New addition for this year into EAFC. A handful of those icon players. I'm sure we'll speak about it as the night unfolds, Gravison, but one icon that we want to see in the game?
Guti.
Guti?
Guti. Oh.
Where's Iron Robin? That's my question. Get involved in the comments at home on the Twitch chat. We can see you. Let us know an icon that you want to see added into EAFC. Here's Manu Bachoore looking for an opening goal in this one. Veron finds Franck Ribéry, could find the first goal, but just offsides. I think Franck Ribéry is going to be one of the best buys in these teams that we are going to see. I don't think he's overly expensive, but he's worth every penny.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you know who else is worth every penny? Sawa, which is just under a mil, and I think we're going to be seeing some great things.
Well, after this free kick comes in, sorry to interrupt you, Gravison, we have got a couple of goals to update you on in our other game. Let's see what happens from this free kick first and foremost from Anders. Jarzinho will interplay Mikel Essien, and as we expected, he came onto this team just to shape up ever so slightly offside. Let's jump across. There's been 2 goals in the other game. It's between Antonini Gabriel against Sean LDW. You can see the FC Pro Live items on their screen. It was the Bayer Leverkusen player that did go 1-0 down in this game. Antonio Gabriel made it 1-0 to 0. This is a goal that you do not want to see again in a hurry. Puskas picking up the pieces. That was 7 minutes into the game, and that's made it 1-1.
That's unfortunate, but I think we're going to be seeing a lot of power shot goals with Bobby Charlton, as we saw just in that clip. And that's some nice pressing by Anders. Maybe across now.
John Barnes looking for a way pass for Ron, who's actually played pretty well for Ron. I won't lie to you, when I pack an Argentinian icon, I normally don't want it to be for Ron.
No, especially because he's cheap, you know. But I think as an untradeable item, he's not that bad. And I think he could be in a lot of starting 11s at home.
He's certainly affordable, isn't he? I think that's the great thing about some of these icon squads. People naturally think that every icon is going to cost you millions. There are quite a few icons out there you will see tonight which are affordable for you at home. And maybe you might be able to see who you want to squeeze into your team. Jarzinho expects a lot to come through him. Abili back to goal. There's Bobby Charlton. There's Anders Vergang with his first goal in the game. And it's no surprise he's come through. Who is going to be the star of the show in this team, Bobby Charlton?
Yeah, Richard. How the patch changed the game a little bit. We didn't see the midfielder just pressing as much as they did before. So it was an easy pass to Bobby Charlton. And then just the...
We spoke about their matchups coming into this one. Manu said it perfectly well. They haven't played that many times. They were both in the group of death, we called it, in the World Championships in the summer of this year, which was on last year's game. Oh no, Manu could find himself 2-0 down. Anders can't make the most of that. What a chance.
What a chance. And I think if you are accustomed to see Anders play, you knew he was going for that, just the pass, the extra pass every single time. The ball roll, I don't think the ball roll pass was necessary. I think if he just stayed with the ball and just shot it to the back post, I mean, that would have been an easy goal.
Speaking of mistakes, there might be another one here. Free kick goes the way of Manu Bachoore.
Direct.
Socrates from the edge of the box. Go on. Does he fancy it? He does!
Campbell, whoa!
Campbell saves it, on the rebound. Manu Bachoore is quickest to react.
The requirements, and they are not accustomed to be playing with so many icons, but we're seeing a lot of mistakes on both sides of the pitch at the moment, especially with the build-up.
Do you think it's that, I guess you could say, for these players that have crazy teams at home and have crazy teams, I know there's going to be no restrictions coming soon in sort of the cash cups that happen outside of the FC Pro Open. Do you think it's that ability that some players are just used to of players that they use?
I mean, you're used to be using Mbappe every single time, and you know the way Mbappe moves, the way he just triggers runs every single time. So I think it's different. I think it's different if you've not used to be playing with Ribéry, for example. I don't think you know how to use him the correct way.
I think just also on that, just simple stuff like passing stats, Grav. Short passing, long passing. Not really having the understanding of some of these icons in-game stats, which, don't get me wrong, you're not going to moan about Bobby Charlton's or Eusebios or Jarzinho's, but someone like Equalizing, you might question. Sol Campbell playing out from the back. I know he's got one of the best slide tackles in the world, but that might not be needed today. And also Cafu, million coins on a right back. Would you be doing that?
Yeah, yes, I would.
You would?
Yeah, just because I think he's the best right back in the game at the moment, and I think if you're playing the 3-2-1 and you trigger a run every single time, you're gonna be making just a lot of danger in every situation.
Well, if we can, in between this game that has been so end-to-end, we'll give you an update really quickly from our other game.
Shouldn't be making at this level. I just think...
Oh, speak about mistakes! Manu's getting away with one or two of them.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the... Maybe they're not, as I'm saying, they're not used to be playing with icons as much. Maybe they're getting used to be playing with Verón, with these kind of players who may not have the best stats. But we are seeing some mistakes, definitely.
And unfortunately, I don't mean to point the finger, but a view have come from Zanetti, who I have to agree with Richard Buckley, he should be not in a right back. Put him in the midfield. If that's an indication to go by, two top-flight players, Gravison, to back Eredivisie champion. Then we came out on social media and said, look, I'm not having the best of seasons. I looked into that, Gravison. PSV didn't lose a game in the Eredivisie. They didn't lose a game. So Manu coming out and saying that maybe just shows the standards that he's got, because they lost on goal difference to Ajax in the first part of the winter season. So for him to come out and say that he's not at his best, I was a little bit surprised. They were back on the way for this one. Manu Bachoore against Anders Vergang is still 1-1. Bobby Charlton was the goal scorer of the only goal in this game. It's brave from Manu at the back. And speaking of guests, Casey joins us in the commentary booth. Fresh from Chicago, welcome to London and welcome to another week of FC Pro Open.
Thank you, thank you. Excited to be here. Quick little 8-hour flight to get over here, but it is well worth it.
Quick.
It's not too bad. It's actually not that bad.
Commitment. It's commitment, Gravison. You've had the chance to see this game from the sidelines. Quite a narrow game so far, but quite a few players making a handful of mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty end-to-end at this point. I've been a little bit more impressed with Anders. I've seen a few more mistakes from Manu, but like in our interview earlier, Manu was saying that he isn't playing that great, but at the end of the day, he's still a top-tier player, and this game could go either way at this point.
I think the one thing he's got as well, Casey, he's a world champion. He's got fear factor. I know it's Anders, but he'll still be thinking, look, this guy's won a world championship.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at this point, you win a world championship. Now you have nothing to lose, right? I mean, you could keep on winning, obviously, but he's already done the best he could possibly do.
Yeah, I remember back in the days, Moalba was having that kind of attitude, like, I've won the World Championship. There's just not much else I can do. So the pressure is not on me. The pressure is my opponents to beat me.
But on that as well, Anders Vergang, yes, he's not a world champion, but last year he got a top 8 in his first ever World Finals. He has still got a fear factor, I feel like, that when you play against him, you're playing not just against the player, but you're playing against the occasion as well. Manu Bachoore looking for a cutback. That's Sol Campbell doing what he can do at the defensive side. But you have to agree with that. Anyone that plays Anders, you're not just playing against the player, you're playing against an absolute demon on the sticks.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people fear him. When they're looking to see who they're going to play next, they are crossing their fingers that is not Anders, because you never know what to expect from him.
I was one of them last year. I played against Anders a couple of times online, and I kind of played to not concede any goals. And when you're having that attitude, you've just lost the game pretty much.
How did that go, Grav?
Not really good.
We'll save that one for another day. Here's Manu.
Woo!
Good turn on the ball. Eusebio, a little scoop turn. Sol Campbell is the player in the way again.
For the 4th time now, Sol Campbell. I didn't expect that much out of Sol Campbell. He's been consistent now.
He has been pretty much everywhere. To get your thoughts as well, Casey, Anders is the only player that has got 2 women icons in his team, and he's probably picked 2 of the best midfielders he can use.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, I think a lot of them were looking to get Mia Hamm, but I'm happy that they were able to get the other 2 women, especially Sawa. I wish, after seeing all these squads, I'm trying to get her on my team. 900,000 coins. I mean, it's a lot, but at the end of the day, for an icon, not too much.
Hello, Veron!
Oh!
Veron! Incredible.
I think you're going to be using him now, right?
Yeah, maybe we will. It's great as well, Casey, you were saying about your draft. You wanted to get Mia Hamm in there, but then you realise that it's just so many coins.
That's the thing, right? She was the first person that I put on my team, and I really, really tried. But at the end of the day, 400,000 coins minimum on the bench. So that's eating up a lot of the budget in itself just on the bench, and my bench isn't even that good, so I had to substitute her out, and I ended up putting in Eusebio.
And also, you go back to that, what, 400k on the bench, a decent striker's going to put you about 3 million. By that point, you've got 5.5, look at that, I can't even speak, 4.5 million coins, sorry. It is 5.5, back yourself, to try and build the rest of the team. It's so hard to do. Speaking of what's hard to do, is trying to get past Anders Vergang's defensive back line.
That was again.
Veron was about to get himself a brace there. Chance to break away. It's a big tackle from Zanetti, who's proven his worth again at the back line. Final 20 minutes played here. Scores on the door. Sean leading 3-2 against Antonini Gabriel. That one's happening just to the side of us here. Our featured matchup, though, Manu against Vergang. 2-1, the world champion. Still currently leads. Abeli, one more pass. Can't quite find a way around Sol Campbell.
I would love to use Sawa as well. I think she's really good.
There's a step over exit, finds Ambrotta.
In the world, if we use those cards, we might not be performing the same way, but they're the best of the best, so they can use any card possible.
Do get involved in the conversation at home. If you could have any icon in your team, within reason, you can't see R9 or Mia Hamm, Let us know who would be in your squad. The more interesting picks, the better. Final 18 minutes here in our opening game. Remember, it's group stage. No extra time, no penalties, all single-legged matches as well. 9-minute halves is what we're playing this year in this new competitive setting and season. Here's John Barnes. Looking for his fellow English icon in Bobby Charlton. Manu's done a great job in this second half of just keeping Anders quite quiet.
Yeah.
He's managed everything, Casey.
He really has. I think that the first half he was maybe...
Saying that. Honestly. We just can't win in this business, can we? Anders Virgo makes it 2-2. And he lets Manu know about that one.
I would love to speak Danish just to understand pretty much. Oh.
Let's see again on the replay. Bobby Charlton into Jarzy. That time it was time green. And that's what made the difference.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's with the left foot. It doesn't matter if he moved the keeper. Green time, that was going in.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down.
Sit the fuck down. Let's walk Timmer, man. Fucking gritty time. Sit down.
Anders Virgo makes it 2-2. Penalties, all right. Just keep an eye on that. We'll look out for a dodgy Spanish ultimate team, and you'll be up against him in weekend league. Back underway here. 12 minutes. 2-2 between these two. Is there a match winner, or is it going to be a point shared between the two? Remember, upgrades could happen after this game if either player wins. We could be looking at Lozano getting a +1, or Simicant finding an extra +1 on his rating, make him an 86. Manu looking for an all-important winner. Ribery will be patient, back to John Barnes. Where's Veron? There he is. Oh, it's a very clever pass, just offside. Regardless of it, it was a terrible finish.
I really like the way Anders' second man presses every single time in defense. We don't talk about that much about Anders' defense. We talk about his offense, the way he attacks, but I don't think we talk enough about how good he switches with the right stick and how good he presses, which is amazing.
I just think normally in his DNA, he's just going to outscore you, though. He doesn't look for a clean sheet, does he, Anders? Here's Jarzinho for Anders. It's a big press again. Final 7 minutes. In this one. Final thoughts, Casey, before you leave us?
I mean, I think there's going to be another goal, but I do have to leave you and get ready for an interview, but hopefully these last 7 minutes are great.
Thank you very much, Casey. She'll be catching up with some of the players here at the FC Pro Open. Myself, Brandon Smith and Jaime Alvarez guiding you through the last 6 minutes of this one. Manu against Anders. Where's the goal going to come, or is there going to be a winner? Ribery. Trivella. The idea was there, Grav, but the conviction wasn't.
Yeah. That was a good build-up play, but then maybe the Trivella was rushed a little bit. Do you think this is the last?
He could be looking for it, couldn't he? Last kick of the game, last attack of the game. Anders will just watch that clock tick down. There'll be lots of people watching on saying, please upgrade my FC Pro Live item. Let us know in the chat which FC Pro Live item you are backing at home. Remember, there's 5 of them in action tonight.
I don't think he has enough time to just keep the ball.
Well, what added time are we going to get?
2 minutes?
Maybe 2 if we're feeling lucky. There it is, 2 minutes.
Team press, maybe?
Time to go. Are you looking for a winner, or are you taking the point here, Anders? Surely he's not going for the point. Oh my days, what are we doing here? It's a bit risky at the back. I think he's happy to take a point.
I think he is.
I wouldn't believe that if I saw it, but Anders Virgan will take a point against Manu Bachoore and say, look, maybe you are my biggest worry in the group. I'll take a point of that, and let's both stay unbeaten.